This is an explanation for question 15 in test 6, section 2. So it says, when it's noon Eastern Standard Time in New York, which I have represented here, it is 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in San Francisco. A plane took off from New York City at noon Eastern Standard Time and arrived in San Francisco at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the same day. If a second plane left San Francisco at noon Pacific Standard Time and took exactly the same amount of time for the trip, which we'll talk about in a little bit, then what was the plane's arrival time, Eastern Standard Time in New York City? Okay. So probably the hardest part of this problem is realizing from this first piece of information that they're telling you how to convert Eastern Standard Time to Pacific Standard Time and vice versa. So to convert Eastern Standard Time to Pacific Standard Time, you can see from this example that you're subtracting 3 hours when you want to convert Eastern Standard Time to Pacific Standard Time. So here you have the 12 noon time, and when you subtract 3 from it, you get the Pacific Standard Time of 9 a.m. So that's how you can tell this is how to convert from Eastern Standard Time to Pacific Standard Time. And that's mostly what we're going to be using for this. We'll also use this piece of information that to convert Pacific Standard Time to Eastern Standard Time, you're going to add 3 hours. Okay. So one thing we have to figure out is how many hours did this first flight take? So it leaves at noon Eastern Standard Time and it arrives at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So remember, to convert Pacific Standard Time to Eastern Standard Time, you have to add 3 hours to this time. So 4 p.m. plus 3 hours tells us that this plane arrived at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that allows us to compare the time it left, 12 noon, to the time it arrived in Eastern Standard Time. So therefore, the whole flight took 7 hours. And then the second flight that we're talking about here, it leaves at noon Pacific Standard Time, and it takes 7 hours. So we know that it's going to arrive at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we have to convert that to Eastern Standard Time. And if we just look back at our original information, then we see that to convert Eastern time to Pacific time, you subtract. To convert Pacific time to Eastern time, you add 3 hours. So therefore, we want to take this time of 7 p.m., which is Pacific Standard Time, and add 3 hours to it to give us the Eastern Standard Time that the second flight will arrive, which will give us 10 p.m. Answer A.